Hello, today I would like to tell you some short talks on a situation. Number one, first, the speaker announced they were having a sale on specialty coffee, and he suggested buy in 2 pounds of coffee for the price of one. Next, he said all of their South American and Central American lands were on sale, and he said their coffee was available whole bean or ground, and it was located on aisle 5 next to produce section. Finally, he reminded there was a limit of £4 per customer. Number two, first, the speaker said hello to the passengers and introduced that was a green line train to the airport. Next, she reminded the specially marked seats next to the doors were reserved for physically challenged passengers. Smoking, eating, and drinking were not allowed. And finally, she announced next stop was Central Square, and she suggested transferring to the Blue Line for all uptown destinations. Number three, first, the speaker reminded the soccer team that the bus to the out-of-town game would leave from the front of the school at 3:15, and he suggested being on the bus and ready to go by then. Next, he announced the computer club would meet in the auditorium and the Spanish club would meet in the cafeteria. Finally, he said, due to the illness of several of its members, the graduation dance committee meeting had been postponed until the week after. Number four, first, the speaker said hello to her friend, and she thought her friend had already left home. Next, she said she was leaving the gym, and she had had a great workout, so she was really hungry and looking forward to dinner. So she suggested not being late. After that, she supposed it would take her about 20 minutes to go to the restaurant because she didn't want to have to park the car. Finally, she said goodbye to her friend. Number five, first, the speaker asked the passengers to move to the back, and he said the fare was $15. Is that change only? Next, he suggested standing behind the white line and moving away from the door because he couldn't go anywhere until they let him close the door. Uh, Finally, he thanked them for cooperation and announced next stop was Fifth Avenue in the downtown shopping district. Number six. First, the speaker introduced to the right were several paintings by Picasso. Close examination showed the fine brushwork were used. They represented some of his lesser known work and were among more recent acquisitions. Next, she said they would take a restroom break next. Then they continue onto the second floor galleries, where they would view the works of 19th century artists. Finally, she said they would start in the east room, which housed their collection of pastoral landscapes. Number seven. First, the speaker said to the customer, the table was ready and she suggested following her. Next, she was sorry to have kept them waiting because they were very busy that night. She said she had reserved a place for them by the window with a view of the water, and she suggested hanging their clothes right over there. Finally, she wanted to know if they would like to order drinks and appetizer first. Number eight. First, the speaker asked all swimmers to get out of the water immediately because dangerous thunderstorms were approaching. Next, he suggested parents keeping an eye on their children, not running or horsing around near the pool, or he might have to ask them to leave Finally, he suggested staying away from the pool until the lifeguard uh, indicated that it was safe to return to the water. Number 9. The speaker got the people's attention and announced they would be closing a few minutes. Next, he asked them to bring the book they would like to borrow to the checkout desk then. He reminded all books checked out that day were due back on April 15th. There was a late fee of 25 cents a day. He suggested renewing the books before their due date by calling. Finally, he thanked for patronage and he suggested coming back again soon. Number 10. First, the speaker said hello to her friend. Next, she said she had been waiting for him there at the airport, and uh, he had been supposed to pick her up, but he wasn't both at the airport and the office. So she hoped he wasn't at the way there because she was going to take a taxi to the office. Finally, she hoped to see him soon. Thanks for listening.